Well, it may be Mike on Monday, but on Saturday night, it's Michelle. Hi gang, welcome to Mike on Monday. Let's see what's been happening this week at West Ham. Let's go. Well gang, it's been a great week this week, hasn't it? Not often do you get to say that as a West Ham fan. Wednesday, drew at home to Arsenal. I don't normally celebrate a 0-0 draw, but I'm going to here because it was point gained. Added to the 3 points we gained at home to Chelsea, 2 games we expected to lose, and well done us, because that's 4 points we really weren't expecting. On Thursday, Moyes, in his press conference, he came up with the classic quote and he said, I'd like us to play, I know it's Scottish, I can only do French, I apologise. I'd like us to play with more attacking flair and perhaps to put the other team and ask more questions of them. And we all thought, well, now's the time, you got to prove it, Moyes, because we're up against a team who are clearly in poor form. And we rocked up at Stoke and they were in poor form, they were rubbish, but still, we took them to pieces, really, didn't we? We won 3-0. I thought we thoroughly deserved that win in that game. Lanzini did a wicked dive. He might get suspended for it, but if not, mate, 6.2 for artistic merit there. And the game has been covered in detail, though, on the Hammers chat, on the videos they do here and on the forum, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But I did think it was worth having a quick look at the OPTA stats. Now, given the fact that Billich's been gone for a little while and Moyes been in charge, we'll give Moyes some grace and ignore the opening games he's getting his feet under the table. And let's compare some of the stats that we can find here between the last, say, from the City game onwards. So that's 2-1 defeat at City, where we played really well, I thought, and onwards to now, and compare them to equivalent of Southern Billich. You can see straight away from those that on the OPTA stats here, should be on your screen now, that we've got Billich is ahead in a couple of things, and the pointless hoof ratio, nice bloke index, and marginally ahead in the silly accents. But on the key factors, you'll find that Moyes is really doing much better. You have a look at the running around statistics there, show a lot. Being bothered, massive improvement, and knowing what to do. And there you go. I think that goes to show there, if you can see those official OPTA stats, and you can see there, Moyes really changing things. One of the other interesting things here, so just checking my notes here, one of the other really interesting stats that come out of this is the fact that that Joe Hart has been dropped and Adrienne's been in. And let's have a look at how they compare over their time. And here are the OPTA stats comparing Joe Hart and Adrienne's performances. It should be on your screen now, yeah? So you've got, obviously, Joe Hart does score higher on knowing someone called Susan and pointing and shouting. But in the key factors, you're going to find Adrienne's much further ahead. If we look here, you can see on goals conceded, Joe Hart loads against Adrienne's 2 away at City. And given the spanking City handed out to Tottenham on Sunday, and they've been 4-1, our 2-1 looks almost a victory, doesn't it? And then if you look at clean sheets, obviously not many under Joe Hart and quite a lot under Adrienne. Also worth noting, there's not many goalkeepers that will beat Joe Hart for hair neatness. But Adrienne, I've still no idea what product he is using, but that parting stays immaculately in place. If anyone finds out, I clearly need some of it, so please let me know. Looking at the, so what exactly, looking ahead at the, or behind us, we're looking back until Saturday, what exactly did David Moyes do to tactically to thump Stoke so comprehensively as we won 3-0? I think it's time to join the Tactics Centre now. Mike's away on his Christmas holidays already, and so this week we're joined by the lovely Michelle. So over to you, Michelle, at the Tactics Centre. Thanks, Mike. So great to be here. Now, this Saturday gone, West Ham took on and beat Stoke City 3-0. Let's have a look at how they went about it. As you can see, West Ham took the time to surround Stoke City, who, for this recreation, are subtly disguised as Huddersfield Town or West Bromwich Albion or Brighton and Hove Albion, take your pick. I surrounded them and simply took them to the cleaners, like this. There you go. A woman's work is never done. West Ham United 3, Stoke City 0. Analysed completely. Back to Mike in the studio. Thanks, Michelle. Brains and beauty, eh? You see it here all on Mike on Monday. Now, massive improvement in form has led some people to call David Moyes the, wait for it, Moyessiah. Yes, the new coming, the rebirth. It's Christmas time, let's face it, the rebirth, the Messiah. He's not the Moyessiah, people. No, he's just a naughty boy. One of you will get that. But he's done a great job so far. I think there's no denying it. He has done a really good job. He's got the players running around, jumping, but most importantly, they actually play like they've met before, let alone trained together. And there is a sense of unity, etc., going on. Interesting to see, though, what happens this week. We've got a cup game, the Carabao Cup game on Tuesday, away at Arsenal, with Arsenal again. Now, really interesting. Now, will he prioritise? The team are looking knackered now. I mean, they're playing twice a week forever at the moment over the Christmas period. So they're going to be. Is he going to rotate? Is he going to play some youngsters? I really like to see Ben Johnson in the team. Ben Johnson's a young player I've been raving about for a while. He's very young, very, very good. Plays the under-20, under-23s and his development squad, and he's excellent. I really like to see him play. I'm going to stop pointing his pencil at you. You're not children. Settle down at the back now. And but no, he's a really, really good player. Love to see him come in. But is he going to take this seriously? And the weird thing is, Moyes, he kind of can't win, but then he can't lose either, because if he does rotate the squad, then he's not taking it seriously. If he doesn't rotate the squad, then he's not taking the league seriously and probably not doing the right thing for the team. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Arsenal in the same position, of course. They're going to be cream crackered as well, and I've got a feeling they won't take it that seriously. They're more interested in getting the Champions League place and the Europa League. I think they'll be going for those things. So it will be really interesting to see what happens. And here's another reason to bring that game up, is the fact that because I am a family man, etc., I had a big family engagement that I'm going to on Tuesday, and it was, you must not, my wife said this, you must go, it's really important, don't you be going to the football. And then she cancelled it. So I didn't get a ticket, and now I'm free. So if anyone out there would mind a West Ham supporting YouTube annoyance joining them, or if you've got a spare ticket in any way, shape or form, please do let me know in the comments below, because I'd love to go to that game and I'm desperate to get a ticket. And yeah, so come on you guys, let's hope we do them. I've got a feeling, I tipped us to lose at home to Arsenal last week, and to actually beat them this week in the Cup. So I don't know what that means. We drew. So we're going to draw again? We can't, because it has to be an outcome. So I think we might beat them on penalties or something. But either way, I think it'll be a good game. The more important game, some would say, is on Saturday against Newcastle. I've got to actually take my little boy to it, and he's desperate to see one. Here's what he did, right? He was due, because I take it in turns, my two kids to come with me, right? So I've got 2 season tickets. So he was supposed to go to the Chelsea game, and he worked out that Chelsea were a much better team than Newcastle, and I asked to swap with my sister, his sister, my little girl. And so she got to go to Chelsea game, and that's just because he wants to see us win. And what happened? We beat Chelsea. So West Ham. It would just make it the most complete West Ham experience for us if we now lose to Newcastle. Having said that, I really hope we beat them. But you get what I'm saying. Anyway, some of you have sent in some lovely questions for me this week. Let's have a look at those, shall we? In the Ask Mike Anything question thing. Let's go. And once again, guys, thanks very much for your questions. Really, really brilliant of you to ask me questions and write in and contribute. If you want to contribute in future episodes, my email address should be on the screen somewhere. at WHU Mike, sorry, not email, Twitter address. Or you leave comments below. A lot of people like to do that. Leave comments below. Any questions you've got to ask or wanted me to address in future shows. And here's a good one to start with. Jim has, actually I say good, it's quite surreal really. Jim has asked, what is Andy Carroll in the top 3 Hammers players? No. Is the answer to that, Jim? Just in no way is Andy Carroll in the top 3 Hammers players. He's like, I don't think on match day, if he's in the squad, he's even in the top 3 footballers called Andy in the stadium. I'll be honest with you, I think that there will be people in the crowd. And maybe 3 Andys out of 56,000 people who would probably do a better job on the day, not get sent off or get injured instantly or whatever. So no, he isn't. It's not even, in no way, I would be happy if he never ever played for us again. It's my personal opinion. I've never been an Andy Carroll fan, and he's gone from not very good in my opinion to well, I mean, he's had his day. You know, he had that hat against Arsenal in the last season at Billing Ground. There was obviously that goal against Crystal Palace everyone goes on about, but the unstained, but oh come on, he's just not that good, is he? We've got much better players. Anyway, thanks for the question though, Jim, even though it was a bit odd. Our next question's from somebody who calls himself The Raven. Yeah man, The Raven. Thanks for your message, mate. You left a message below and the name up. The Raven, and not the Crow. The Raven. And he's written, am I really a stand-up comedian because I'm not that funny? Well, thanks for that, Raven. I see comedy's subjective. So let's just deal with that one. Well, I'm not really a stand-up comedian now. I've pretty much retired to do the odd bit of hosting, but largely I've done maybe 2 shows in the last 6 months, right? So I would call myself a retired comedian, but I was a stand-up comedian for 15 years. Secondly, not being funny, okay, it's subjective. Everyone's got their own opinion. Everyone thinks someone's funny and then someone else isn't funny, and that's what it is. It's subjective. A great example, a few good many years ago, right, I was doing this gig, I was just dying horribly. I mean, I'm the comedians use when they're having a really horrible gigs in Tuxford. I won't forget it was that bad. I was just really dying horrifically when a guy right at the back put his hand up and he said, excuse me mate, I'm not being rude, but which is, we all know, is a precursor to someone being rude. Not being rude, mate, but you're not very funny, are you? I was like, oh, Jesus, thanks a lot. Then somebody in the front row just got up, turned around and said to him, oi mate, leave him alone. He's trying his best. And at that point, you're in real trouble, aren't you? Because if your defence, it makes you sound worse than the prosecution, you're in real trouble. So anyway, thanks for watching anyway, Raven. Even if you don't think I'm funny, that's fine. Next question is from Kelly, and this is a good one. It's Christmas, it's topical to Christmas, so it's a good one. What's the worst Christmas present you've ever received? Countless jigsaws. I hated jigsaws as a kid, and I'd shake it and go, it's going to be a jigsaw. It was actually, what's even more depressing is they quite often come in good sized boxes full of so much promise and potential, and you open it and it's like, oh God, it's a jigsaw of a bridge in Venice. The last thing you could possibly want. But in recent years, the worst thing I've received was, in fact, I think it was done as a prank. I hope it was done as a prank by somebody I don't really know now, we've lost touch with, but a few years ago, I received a present, I opened it up, and it was a framed picture of Adolf Hitler. Now I'm known for being a bit of a lefty. I mean, not Stalin lefty, but a bit of lefty. The last thing I am, I can assure you, is a fan of Adolf Hitler. But it's a really odd one to get, because what do you do with a picture of Adolf Hitler when you've got it? I mean, you can't really put it on the wall, because then people come around and go, oh, I see you're a fan of the Führer then, which is just not the image I want. You can't really put it in recycling, because if the recycling guys see it, they are not going to recall it at your house again. Or worse still, it gets to the recycling centre and somebody of the wrong extreme persuasions finds it and like, let's trace this back, see if we can trace it back and find out who one of our members are. But worse still is the option I actually chose. Actually, worst one was I just hid it behind the fridge, and I forgot about it until I was moving house, and the removal men moved the fridge and found a framed picture of Adolf Hitler, and boy, did I have some explaining to do. So I think that's going to be the worst present I've had. But thanks for that question there, Kelly. What else have we got here? We've got somebody who calls themselves DXD Extreme. I'm loving that, DXD Extreme. Like, I'm sure your friends and family just call you DXD, because Extreme just be a really naff name. And not DXD's that much better, but hi DXD, lovely. Thanks for the question. Can you discuss Marko Arnautovic as I rate him as a player? I think Arnautovic was principally brought in as squad competition for Manuel Lanzini, and competition in the most tattoo stakes, because he is somebody who is probably even slightly more tattooed than Lanzini, but I wondered if he is, if you compare the amount of ink to size of person. Obviously Manuel Lanzini is the size just a fraction bigger than an Action Man, while Arnautovic is a great Hulk. But there you go. So I think, no, I mean, he's a nutter, isn't he? I mean, Arnautovic is genuinely insane. I don't have that much in the way of insider knowledge, right? But I do have a little bit of inside knowledge on this one, in the fact that he is renowned for being away with the fact, like, actually quite mad and eccentric. But in the last few games he's been excellent, and we love a nutter. I mean, we loved Paolo Di Canio. We just love a nutter, and if we haven't got a nutter, we kind of have to invent one, don't we? Do you know what I mean? Quite salient same people, like Julian Dix was nicknamed the Terminator, and he was our token nutter when we didn't have one. Then Martin Allen filled that around that time, the werewolf thing and Mad Dog and all that. And you know, we love a nutter, and the best nutters are the attacking ones, as opposed to defensive ones. They can be a bit brutal, but and attacking like Paolo Di Canio and Arnautovic is very much in that mould. And I think, yeah, on his day, he's class. And really, last few games, he's been really good. So basically what I'm saying is Moyes has made getting great performances out of him. Bilic got nothing out of him. And it makes you wonder whether Snodgrass would be any good under Moyes as well, doesn't it? But probably not. But he might be. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know what happened there. But anyway, there you go. And where are we? I think we've got one more question to go. And again, a good one. Thanks for this. Alex the Iron says it all. Alex, nice one, mate. Come on, you Irons. What do you think about the famed transport links at the London Stadium? Now, it's kind of controversial one again. I think the transport links are actually pretty good, but the club made way too much of them, didn't they? It's fantastic. Like we were going to arrive on hand-carried golden chariots while being filleted and fed grapes and wine and all sorts of other. So they made it sound like it'd be way better than it is. But it is actually pretty good if you compare it to other grounds that you go to. It's actually really good. I use the Javelin because I come in from Hertfordshire, from King's Cross, and that's a really, really quick way in, and it comes out right next to the grounds, and you're like, yeah, it's pretty good. But the thing is, football fans have got a bit of a reputation. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and then our fans are fine. Do you know what I mean? But other people think our football fans are a particular type of thing, and it's not on the issues you get on the train, especially on the Javelin, which is one of all of 6 minutes. That's how long it takes, right? But even then, you'll get an incident, and it's always somebody else who's on the train who isn't one of us. There's this guy at the end of last season. He got up, and he was like, he got up and he started talking to me and a couple of other West Ham fans, and he clearly thought he hadn't been to games. He was on the train when we got on already. And I must just add that, because he came up to us and he was like, oh yeah, you're watching the game? Watching West Ham, have you? We're watching. I don't like darkies. Just out of nowhere, he started coming out with this racist stuff. And he's like, yeah, don't like darkies. I don't like Pakis. I reckon all the immigrants should go and all this stuff. And he looked at us in a way that, well, you're West Ham supporters, you're football fans, you must think that. Do I look like a racist, by the way? Because I really don't think I do. But hey, and he's just obviously saw us as football fans and thought, oh yeah, they're going to be racist as well. And we were all really appalled. We were like, oh, you mate, you guys, and you said it in real, you got to agree with that, man, you mate, you got to agree. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to agree with this stuff. But the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, if he knew that I had a signed picture of Adolf Hitler behind the fridge, I'd be in real trouble. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this week. It's Christmas, guys. Have a great, great Christmas, won't you? Now, I am planning to do a Christmas Day Mike on Monday, because Christmas Day is on Monday, so I'm hoping to do one, and it might be on Boxing Day. If it's not on Christmas Day, it'll be on Boxing Day. Do keep an eye open for it. It will be a sort of review of the season so far. I thought I'd do a little festive review type show, if that's all right with you, and if it's not all right with you, I'm going to do it anyway. So do watch out for that. If you've enjoyed today's show, please give it a thumbs up if you've not done, and please remember, please leave comments below if you got any questions or anything else you want to say. Please leave a comment. I do really appreciate it. I do try and reply to all of them. I will be at the Newcastle game, so come and say hi to me on the boats before and after, or if you just see me wander around the stadium, come and say, hey, where's your seat, what are you doing, why'd you get your haircut, all the rest of it. Do come and say hi. If you happen to have a spare ticket for the Arsenal game away on Tuesday, do let me know. Thanks, guys. And finally, please remember to subscribe to this channel and the other channel, and I will see you very, very soon. Until then, guys, come on, you Irons.
1, 2, 3. No.